Hello! We are getting closer to Christmas. It's today the 11th November, November 11th. And I know it's not Christmas yet, but if you are doing your own Christmas cards or wanting to do all your gift tags, it's already time to begin. And I wanted to jump in here and do a very quick sketch of an essential in this, a Firbranch. It can seem complicated with all the needles and stuff. So I'm going to show you that it's not complicated at all. You just want to get the right touch with this. When you want to do something like this with a lot of detail, start with the main shape. Here it's a line with two side branches, like that. So super simple. And I wouldn't do anything else when it comes to the pencil guide. Don't start sitting around and doing all the needles with this, because you're gonna get really bored. And also overworking your sketch quite a lot. Because what we want to do is not carefully sketching all the needles. We want to kind of create a flow to not create each and every needle, but more show the pattern of the needles. You can see here at the tip you have kind of a small, I'm not even sure what it is, but they are here at the tip, so you can kind of put that in there. And then you have the needles that are shorter at the end. So here we can kind of create a few needles that are short like this. But then we wanna, I'm just going to, sorry. But then we really want to get into a flow here. So hold your fine liner high like this and work from this stem here, and then you can just kind of create a lot of needles here. As long as you have this part down, you can create as doodly needles as you like, because you kind of have the characteristics of this branch down. Keep some that are kind of overlapping like this, but constantly starting at the stem, like that. Then we're going to do it with this one, of course. Again, smaller needles at the top. And then continue down here. Make them broader here. This is the main branch. So try to see if you can keep them a little broader here than on the side branches. And if you want to explore nature in your Christmas illustrations, I really applaud you, because taking in nature in your illustrations is an incredible way of adding a special magical element this Christmas, and each Christmas actually. So instead of just using elves and reindeers, that is completely cool too, but by inviting nature in, we really kind of applaud nature for being with us all year. And I find that celebrating Christmas like that just makes so much sense. And I love to use it in my sketches as much as I can. See, up here we have that small, I'm not sure if it's a seed or if it's something else, so keeping that a little bit smaller there. You can see how each, for example, this does not really look like a pine needle, but when we get the pattern down, just attaching all these needles to the stem, it will look like a pine needle branch here. And sometimes, I know this is one of the basics of Christmas in nature, and we have the pine cones as well. But there's a lot more to explore when it comes to Christmas illustrations and nature. Just think about all the seed pods, for example. It's incredible. So I created a freebie for you. I'll just put it up here for a second so you can see it. And here I just show you different things I found in nature and how to use it. So I come up with some ideas on how to use it. Just to get your inspiration and ideas flowing. See, I'm just putting in a little bit of a stem here in a few places, just to kind of tie it together, because in a second we will remove the pencil. It can be nice to see that it's actually still attached to each other. There we go. Now I will remove the pencil line. Just also lift the camera a little bit. Like that. So you can see how this is already looking very much like a fir branch. I actually think these are a little bit too short, so you can always just add more if you want to get a little bit more width or something like that. I'm going to add a little bit of color to it, and I think this is green, but also in a cooler shade, so I'll be using a sap green, and I'm using a brush with a fine tip, holding it high, and again, not painting all the needles, really just almost doing the same as I did before. Using the sap green, and I think I'm gonna put in a little bit of blue as well. I'll just drip in a little bit of Prussian blue here, just because this has a bluish tone to it, and I think that is really good to kind of apply as well in your colors. So here, just putting down some greens here as well. Remember that it has to be still wet for you to apply the blue, so don't wait too long to do it. And you have really just using the tip of my brush here, being super loose, and just creating in this flow. Dropping in a little bit of the blue. See, now it's just a kind of a mix of the green and the blue here. So it creates a nice variation in the color. And while it's still wet, you can also put in just more color in general. Also the green to kind of work the values a little bit, creating some darker values, and that will again vary the color and the texture. We do have a pattern here that is, well, if it was all in the same color and in the same variation and the same depth, it would be very boring to look at. But if we vary the color with the blue and greens in different tones, we get a much more interesting branch. And to top it off, I think I'm gonna use a little bit of Van Dyke brown on the branch here, just in a few places. But I'm not going to do much of it because that could overtake the beauty of the greens, and I wouldn't like that. So a very quick 10-minute sketch of a branch here, pine branch. You can use this in so many ways, in decorations, and put it inside a snow globe, or hang it in a ribbon or something like that. And that is exactly what I'm explaining in my freebie as well, showing you all these different types of nature you can use, but also kind of putting it in a Christmas context. So you can start to play around with how can I use nature in this variation in different Christmas settings to make it even more Christmassy. So I hope you want to try out some fir branches, and I want to wish you a wonderful, wonderful, merry day. Bye.